Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you'd like to reach out or contact the show, you can find us on social media. We're at Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook at Casting Roles ILM. We stream here on Twitch on some Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and our videos are uploaded on Fridays of the same week. But with no other announcements, we'll go ahead and start the show. So, ticket takers. After a brief stint where you had been separated from your dear Marlowe, who had gone off to deal with some family matters, while you guys traveled to Eldritch Peak and dealt with a troglodyte infestation there, and then discovered the lost resting place of one of the ancient Empyrean dragons, you had made your way to the long planned location of Feldspar, the town that had been overrun by, as you knew, the Tide Warders, but then you certainly discovered then that another group called the Scaled Fold and the Tide Warders were both in charge of the community and using the mined resources of the Quicksilver in order to advance whatever goals a priori had been setting for itself. Shortly after arriving in town, Marlowe was able to sneak up on all of you, which says more about your lack of perception than her strength in stealth.
+7 in stealth. This is false. This is untrue.
Shots were fired, man.
She's very stealthy.
I'm very stealthy.
Super stealthy.
Yeah.
It's just fun. And then reconnecting, you made your way to the, oh gosh, I didn't write down the name of it. Now it's left my skull.
I got you. What do you want?
Stereo Springs, where you kind of indulged in the nice environment and got some good food, and then Jury wandered off and ran into an old friend. Awakening the next morning, you were kind of called off to go do the work that you had promised to do in the mines, and you had joined the throng of Feldsparian residents who were making their way into the mines. They're seeing, for the first time, some other anthropomorphic rats, very similar to Saurus, as the smorgasbord of dwarves and dragonborns and humans and a few half-elves or so were filing in to gather their materials. And just as you were about to pass through the gates, you heard the voice of Yorian next to you saying, "Oh, don't worry, I'll give you a look around." So, ticket takers, as you're approaching the gates, either side of the gates entering into the mines are flanked with these two large draconic-looking humanoids. Not dragonborns, because they have wings tucked to their backs, long tails. They have what appear to be almost like steel plating bolted to their skin at their chests and their shoulders, and then these two large blades kind of bolted on either wrist here, and they're just kind of surveying the masses kind of wandering in. Yorian, you've probably never seen those types before. They're the bulk of the Scaled Fold's army force here. Keep an eye out for them. They have rather temperamental. Slowly you begin to make your way through, and as soon as you pass through the gates, there's a pile of pickaxes, and there's kind of a feminine, kind of taller, draconic, very slender wings behind her, and she's kind of pointing towards the different the objects there for you to pick up, and she sees your group and she directs you to a pickaxe each, and then the rest of the group is going on. So do you follow along with the rest of the crowd?
Yeah, probably like lagging a little behind them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you get into the mine proper, you each now have a pickaxe.
Well, I'm a cat.
Oh, that's right.
I'm invisible, so I also don't have a thing.
Since you're invisible,
floating pickaxe.
Go ahead and make just a stealth check with advantage for me, Mar, with your amazing stealth.
Stop! Don't do that, because then I'll like roll 2 1s and you'll be vindicated, and I'll be upset.
Surely it
That
can't
dice
be.
went away. I'm not gonna go find it.
Surely it won't be that bad.
I did, okay, out of 2, I did roll 1 natural 1 though. So Josh, that is like your fault. All right, so that is a 19.
19. Okay. So you carefully weave through the crowd without bumping into anybody or drawing any attention to your invisible self. But the 5 of you and Yorian as well grab a pickaxe and kind of go in. And for the first 100 feet or so, it's a very straight shot. But then you start seeing branches going off, and there's kind of groups that are going off in each direction. Probably because they've worked here before and they know what they're doing. But the mass kind of goes deeper into the mine. It begins to spiral deeper down into the earth. And after probably 15 minutes or so of walking, you find yourself kind of at the ragged end of the line. There are occasional guards, some of those Draconin type with, the very large Draconid figures. But there are a few humanoids here as well. A few humans and elves and dwarves and things, also wearing armor that has a symbol of a dragon's head emblazoned on it in bright red. And they're kind of directing people. And at the final bit, it's like, the stragglers want the hard cavern. Keep going straight back. The veins haven't been completely opened there yet. And so they kind of push you deeper into the mines. And then Yorian continues walking, and for a moment... I think we might be out of earshot now. He tosses the pickaxe to the side and keeps walking a little bit. So, what can I show you that you'd be interested in seeing here?
We heard there might be a door down here.
Oh, a door.
That people hadn't been able to open previously.
I think I might know where that might be. Anything else that you'd like to go before we delve deeper into the mines?
Anything you think we should see?
There's not much. The big thing that I hoped you paid attention to was what you might be facing if you decide to fight your way through the scaled fold.
Duly noted.
From what I understand, they are the final push of magic that the leader of the a priori was destined to create. The merging of humans and dragons to create the ultimate warriors.
Can I look at the group? Can I make a meaningful look at everyone in the group?
You're invisible, Grace.
Well, but I do it.
Marlo,
It doesn't prevent me from doing it. It just prevents you from seeing it.
Do you know what those
For the purpose of the narrative, you give a meaningful look to everyone that no one sees.
no one sees.
Yeah.
Yorian, do you know what those rodent folk are by the entranceway?
Well,
Didn't we already see them?
they're not a talkative bunch. They're very kind of focused on the work that they've been forced into. I believe they call themselves the Rats of Rylus.
Sorry, that's funny.
Do you know what faction they fall with?
Oh, I mean, they're under the
Oh, Rylus.
control of the Scaled Fold.
Yep.
Not sure whether they are zealotous or whether they're simply indentured.
Oh, possible allies. Could be useful.
He kind of gives a meaningful look in Source's direction.
Yep. I like pat you, Source.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Well, when I said rat folk, I looked at you as I was trying to choose my words really carefully.
Nope.
Is that offensive? Are we allowed to use that word?
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
So you can speak with animals, right, Saurus?
Yes.
Okay, so to everybody else, Kaimana meows. Saurus, you hear, I'm a cat.
Can I carry you,
Who's a
Kaimana?
good kitty? Who's a good kitty?
Who's carrying Kaimana?
Will you let me carry you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, okay. I just grabbed you. All right.
Up on the shoulder.
Yep. Well, if there's nothing else, I guess we should just go further in.
All right. I think beyond this point, the guards don't pay as close of attention. There's not quite as many of the draconids as to cover the entire mine, so they bring in the any kind of points back, and you see like one or two humans about 30 or 40 feet, maybe 100, whatever, no, 30, 40 yards behind you. And he's like, and they don't pay quite as close attention. So let's duck in this way, shall we?
I can run ahead if we want. Just like a little bit further.
So
Because you're so stealthy.
Yeah,
You know where you're going.
well, I was just saying if he just points, like, if there's like a turn or something, and he's like, oh, is anyone gonna be there? I can just run ahead and look.
Mara's always our ace card, so.
As you guys are having this conversation, you suddenly start looking around and realize that Yorian is not in your group anymore.
Of course.
And
what a shock.
And then you hear "Psst, what are you guys talking about? This way." And over in an offshoot of the tunnel, he's just motioning your direction. But he kind of makes a motion be quiet, be quiet.
Yeah. I'll message him as we walk, and I'm like, they're not as subtle as we are.
All right, but yeah, if you're planning on going stealthy, go ahead and roll a stealth check. Mara, you don't have to worry about it. Go with the one you did.
Cool.
18.
18.
Well, I guess I'm distracted. I rolled a 6.
They're not as stealthy as we are.
I did just say that, and then
I don't even have my freaking D&D Beyond.
that's actually
As you stumble over a rock.
Oh man, that's Looney Tunes. I love that.
Do I need to make one, Josh? I'm being carried.
Well,
I fucked up, so you.
I want to.
make a dexterity saving throw for me, Kaimana.
I don't want to drop Kaimana.
Oh, and then we get the cat screech. Come on.
15.
Okay, so you're fine. So as Jury tumbles over a rock a little bit and kind of sets loose some of this, you feel yourself starting to fall forward, but you're able to kind of claw your way back onto the shoulder without falling off of Jury.
Like right into Jury's pants leg.
Yeah.
10.
10. And so, let me see. Nope.
That's able you and I.
Stupid guards, man.
Yay!
5.
Continuity.
They got a 5, so
Yeah,
I still beat them.
Literally beat them.
Amazing.
And so you guys, you make your way over, and as soon as you get up there, Jury kind of, Yorian leans over to you. So they're the ones that have a problem with stealth, then?
Listen, I'm whatever.
Well.
Just distracted.
I see things haven't changed too much. Well, let's head on this way.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I've heard the rumors that it is in this general direction. If there's anybody that would like to lead the excursion, you are now passing into territory that I don't know as well.
Okay, thank you. I go ahead.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me, Ma.
Cool. Oh, can I use advantage? Or am I going on, sight only here?
This is just sight.
Okay, that's a 20.
Can I please have advantage? It wasn't high enough for me.
I just wanted, I was looking at the score and I remembered I have advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you continue to make your way through, and this area looks like it's been somewhat mined, but then there you get to areas where it's just what appears to be almost a natural cavern that's heading through. You don't see anything out of place. There's a few locations where clothing and pickaxes have been left behind. There's definitely one or two places where you hit a bundle of bones, and you keep kind of going because you're not sure what was what these were or where they were coming from. But you keep kind of coming through, and you eventually get to a place where there's just kind of a hole in the ground, and the cavern ends there.
How can I get a gauge of how far the hole goes down?
So you have 60 feet of dark vision?
I believe that's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
so like it's kind of at the edge of your dark vision. You can see what might be like the rocky base of another cavern that's underneath this hole. So you're probably looking at between 40 and 60 feet.
Okay, I will go report back to the group about the hole.
Tie 2 ropes together, lower it down, so we have enough range.
Okay.
Down we go.
Whoever wants to handle securing the rope to a structure, make a survival check for me, please.
Who's got good survival?
I do.
I think it's the invisible.
I don't know
one and
why.
the
I think that's a. I don't remember why I do. Oh wait, I lived in the woods for 10 years. I don't know what I'm talking about. Natural 20. This is the best
Yeah.
game you've
I don't
ever
know.
seen. So that's a 25.
So
Mar's powerful.
yeah, you all watch Mar deftly tie these like intricate knots to bind the
Invisibly?
two ropes together. Sorry, you watch a rope and it's intricately tied into knots, and then you see there's a kind of a stalactite. Nope, it's stalactite. I was right the first time. Right there, and the rope gets thrown around it and then lashed very securely against that, and then tossed over into the waiting hole there.
Okay.
I'll go first.
All right, so Saurus drops down. Go ahead and make a perception check, Saurus, as you're getting to the base.
22.
22. All right, so as you hit the bottom, you hear this like squelching sound, and then there's the kind of the running of water around you somewhere, and you kind of look down and there's like not like puddles of water, but the ground is wet here, and this area of the cavern system is very much untouched. This is hasn't been mined too much at all, and there is the kind of the faint musty smell of maybe fungus or mold in the area as well.
There's a fungus among us. Sorry.
There's a humongous fungus among us.
That's our bard.
Is it safe to go down, Saurus?
You don't
I've got nothing within my 60 feet of dark vision.
see. Yep.
All right, I'll go down
All right,
next.
I'll motion him down.
We'll go forth.
Yeah, so you all come down one by one, and Saurus, as you're looking around, I mean, like, it's a very nondescript cavern. There's there's a few, the ceiling is probably, well, it's about 50 feet above you, so there's only probably a 10-foot rock ceiling that separated the cavern above and where you are now, so, but then it opens up and there's some stalagmites hanging there, there's a few around the basin, that sound of dripping water, and that squelching at your feet. The cavern that you're in right now is probably 20 feet or so wide, and then it kind of curves off to the side and then seems to open up into a larger cavern a little bit, 50 or 60 feet away from you, off kind of towards your left.
Marlo, are you going to scout or am I?
I'll go. I say so you know I'm going away.
Are you guys moving just normally through the cavern, or do you want to take it stealthily? How do you want to handle this?
Stealthily.
All right, go ahead and everybody make a stealth check for me.
Do I get advantage, Josh, because I'm invisible?
Yes, 'cause you
Is
are
that how it works?
Oh my god, I rolled the same thing. What is this shit?
Oh my god. We're not doing too well.
The Himbros are
nine.
not doing it.
I rolled a 6.
6.
Both rolled a 6.
Okay.
16.
16. Okay. 6 for. Did you have a 6 from you, Jury?
Yes.
So Mana, although as a cat, rolled a 6, and then did you use the cat stats?
I think it's the same as
I
Kaimana's.
didn't know if they got advantage or not. And then Jury. And
I don't think so, but I'll check.
Abel,
A 9.
9. Marlo, you're invisible, so you're there. All right, so.
I got a 23 if anyone wants to know.
Wow.
So I know
So happy for you.
marching order is Marlo and Saurus kind of out front, and then Yorian's kind of around behind you all. Kaimana and Jury.
Jury.
After that, and then Abel bringing up the rear.
Yep.
Sure.
Sounds about
All
right.
Okay, so you all make your way through this cavern space. It does open up into the next cavern, and it's about 40 or 50 feet wide on one direction, and then maybe 30 or 40 feet wide the other direction. And you hear like the dripping sound of just water coming off of the stalactites up above. And then how far do you get in, or are you wanting to explore this area, or are you kind of moving through?
Does there seem to be like one only like path forward, or does there seem to be like multiple?
Okay. For where you are right now, there's kind of one direction that this path seems to go.
Just stick to the path for now.
Yeah, I think stick to the path.
So you continue walking for about another 20, 30 feet or so. And then you hear a sound from your left, Jury. And ooh, that might hit. Hold on.
Oh no.
Sturgis?
My AC's only 12 because I'm a bard.
Oh, yes, no, that hits. Okay, hits you. And then, let's see, it was Kaimana. You hear another coming your direction. As a cat, Kaimana does a 15 hit the cat.
Yes, it hits the cat.
Oh no.
Towards Abel, does a 20 hit Abel? Yes. And then, oh, and Yorian did not roll very well. Yep, 20 hits Yorian.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Saurus and Mar, you had kind of made your way through the cavern and had gotten to where you were seeing another cavern coming up. As Jury and Kaimana got towards the center, along with Yorian and Abel, you feel like the four of you, or well, the three of you plus Yorian, feel these like whipping tendrils hit you and wrap around you and start pulling you towards a direction. So hold on one second.
Oh god. Oh no.
How much damage did that do?
I'll roll damage in just a second.
Because if it's more than 2, I lose the cat form.
Oh no.
Well, you probably use the cat form.
Let me see. I don't know if it does damage.
Oh yeah, just a grapple.
No, because he was just doing a grapple.
Right, so I'm still a cat.
Alright, so suddenly one of the stalactites that was, or the stalagmites that was there on the ground in front of you, a mouth appears out of it, and this one blinking eye comes to life there, and it has 4 of you grappled, and is beginning to pull you towards that gaping mouth. Everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
I got 17.
17.
24.
Okay, so
Oh, come on.
Anybody beat Saurus?
A 20. No.
All right, Saurus, and then Abel 20. Anybody beat Abel? All right, Marlo, what'd you get?
15.
15. Anybody beat 15? Okay.
I had my 17, but that was it.
Oh, Jury 17, and then Mar. Gosh. Okay, and then Kaimana
6.
6. What's your dexterity?
+4, I believe.
Okay, so you'll go first, and then Yuri will go after you. Or Yorian, not why I keep saying Yuri. Yorian will go after you. All right, so this creature, what had appeared to be a stalagmite before, now comes alive and begins kind of pulling the 4 of you towards them. Saurus, you hear the sounds of your teammates being like yanked. You're here. What would you like to do?
I'll turn sprint up to the thing.
Okay.
Bonus round, activate one of the gauntlets of storm, and then I'm going to hit it.
All right, go ahead and make your attack.
Get him, Source. Get him.
That is a dirty 20.
That is exactly what you needed to hit it.
Oh my god.
It's a rock!
It is a rock, but to do damage to it, there you go.
Yeah, but an AC of 20 that has 2/3 of the party grappled. It's
Grappled
upsetting.
does not mean restrained.
That would be a total of 10 for that hit.
10 points.
And I need to roll the Gauntlet of Storm Charge. So that is die 8. So that's another 7. So that's a total of 17.
17 points. All right, nice, very nice.
Wait, no, you're gonna conduct electricity onto us.
It does not.
That's not how it works. That's not how that works.
And I'm gonna hit it with
Rock's famous for their conduction of electricity.
Iron is a rock.
I got a rock. Second hit
Okay,
is a 27.
that hits.
I thought it might.
Yep.
And that is 9 plus another charge of electricity. So that's another 14.
14, nice. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to do there, Source?
Nothing else I can do.
All right, Abel, you have this tendril wrapped around your waist, and you feel it beginning to do the process of pulling you towards the creature. What would you like to do?
How close am I to my other teammate?
Well, Yorian is 5 feet to your left. Kaimana is kind of 5 feet or so right in front of you. And then everyone else is over here this way.
Okay. Don't want to do that then. All my good stuff is gonna.
This creature is probably 10 or 15 feet tall. So you could aim high if you were trying to go for some kind of area of effect attack.
Yeah, but the one I wanted is cast it myself, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna try a different one.
Are you thinking Thunder Wave?
Yeah.
If you could move here.
Can I move while grappled?
You can make a strength check to try to break out of it.
That's my action, though, right?
No, bonus action.
Sure, I'll try to break out.
Do it.
Strength? Oh, Jesus.
I believe in you.
I believe in me, too. All right, I'm going to see if I can get away with a strength check first. Oh, 16?
Yeah.
Yes. You start to tear in this direction, and it's pulling you one way, and you pull strong enough that you slide out of its grasp. So
Okay.
you are no longer grappled. And
If I try to back away,
where you could do Thunder Wave if you wanted to.
okay, if I try to back away, will it get an opportunity attack?
Let me see what its reach is.
He seems kind of big, like he'd have a big reach.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No matter where you move in this chamber, it could potentially reach you.
All right, cool. I am going to try and hit him with a shatter.
Okay. You gonna aim higher?
It's only 10 foot.
Okay. So if you aim over this direction here, you could get it without getting anybody else. Is that a Constitution saving throw, or is it a
Con save, yeah.
con save?
Gotta love this spell.
That is probably not going to work. That's a 12.
12, no, it's 15.
So it takes
So it's 3d8, 15 plus another d8 with my arcane firearm.
Mm-hmm.
And it loud.
Very loud.
Just 1 extra point, so 16
16 points
damage total.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Well, if there are any other creatures here, we're not going to sneak up on them.
Yeah. This loud.
We may surprise them, but we're not going to sneak up on them.
There's a shake across the ground. A few loose pebbles kind of fall off of the wall, but the creature kind of reels back from the attack as much as it can because it is a jump.
Is it made from stone or?
It just appears to be stone. It's not actually made of stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It just said if he's made from inorganic material, he has disadvantage.
Yeah, it's not a construct yet, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything else you can do there with your turn, Abel?
I just use my bonus action, right?
Yeah.
No, I think that is all I can do.
All right. Which takes us to Juridan.
All All right. I'm gonna try to hit it with my rapier. Let's see how this goes.
All right, so you're currently grappled, so your movement is 0.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't really want to break out
So
yet.
you can slash at the tendril that's holding you if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack against the tendril.
I got 16.
That just hits.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll
Okay.
damage.
Damage. Let's get the fuck out of this thing. Ooh, I got an 8.
8 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you slash out and you see, like, you hit it and you feel like you're about to slice all the way through, but a rapier is just not a slicing weapon.
Yes.
And you feel it kind of glance off a little bit, but the tendril is still attached.
Okay, cool. And then I'll use my bonus action to give inspiration to Mar.
All right, Marlo, you are
Since she hasn't gone yet, so.
inspired. All right.
you.
So inspiring.
Which takes us
So
to
inspired.
Marlo. You are ungrappled, so Marlo, you have freedom of movement.
All right. I would like to activate the Crimson Right on the Wave Dancer.
Nice.
Cool. So that's
Which
wait,
is
I
really
gotta-
interesting because you activate and the moment the blood hits it, it turns from like this reddish blood color to a salty blue, and it waves up the thing, and then there's a splashing sound as the lightning flickers across the blade. And the moment you swing the blade the first time, there's this spray of salt water that just flies into the air behind you.
I love my cool sword.
It is really cool.
All right, what would you like to do,
All
Mar?
Well, first I need to lose hit points, so I take away 2 for myself, and then I would like to go hit it, please.
So to get this way, it's going to be a little rough because there's like literally tendrils everywhere.
Sure.
If you get here, you'll be okay. You could go around the back side.
Ooh, can I try to get around the back?
Yeah, just make a really very low DC acrobatics check for me, please.
Well, oh, it's good. 15.
15. Yeah, you clear it. So as you're running, you realize that there's a hole in the ground that goes down to what looks to be maybe a pool of water 10 or 15 feet below you. You jump nimbly over that and then get around to the backside. Not enough to get you flanking with where Saurus is, but
That's fine.
you've got a clear shot at the creature.
Great. Then I would like to hit it, please.
All right, go ahead and roll your attack.
That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and then the second one is 28 to hit.
Yes.
Why did I give it to you, the inspiration?
I'll use it. It'll be fine.
Use it.
Okay, so that is gonna be 2 with you.
Mar doesn't need inspiration. Mar is inspiration.
Yeah.
I want to make sure she keeps hitting.
And
Okay.
aspiration.
And Mara is now visible.
Yeah.
Yes, Mars.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fine. Do you want me guys to sit out of this fight? I can. All right.
Please
So,
don't.
hold on, because this is my first time with this sword, so I have to like kind of figure out what I'm
you're
doing
fine.
with it. So that is it's 2, it's 9. Can I just do the damage all together? Is that fine?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 19 slashing damage and 9 points of lightning damage.
So 28. All right. Nice.
I rolled really well.
You did. Anything else, Mark?
Nope.
All right. So the creature at the center, those of you who are currently grappled, which is Yorian, Kaimana, and Sheridan, you feel yourself pulled in the direction of the creature. So you are now all right up at it. Let's see. Jordan. It's going to, it pulls you by the thing and it pulls you towards that gaping mouth. It's going to make a bite attack in your direction. Oh, that might have hit though. 14?
Yeah, I think that
Oh,
helps.
14 does hit. Okay.
Yep.
All
I'm the
right.
bard.
So
It
as it clamps down on you with this like sarlacc mouth, you take 17 points of piercing damage.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And then
That's not good.
it whips out with one of its tendrils towards you, Mar.
Okay.
That is a 18 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. And Saurus. That's not
Wait,
gonna hit.
that doesn't seem right. Hold on, let me go double check that to make sure I'm not in werewolf form.
15 Saurus is not going to hit you.
Nope.
And then its last tendril trying to recapture Abel.
Don't do that.
That's only a 12. That's not going to hit.
Yeah, no, okay.
All right. Now, hearing the sound of its brethren finding something to eat,
Oh no.
God damn it.
on the wall here, another one of these creatures activates, and it's going to whip out at Yorian. Yorian is now grappled by 2 ropers who are
my
going
God.
to fight over him. Natural 20 towards Kaimana.
Oh no!
16. That is a 16 for Juridan.
Oh yeah, that hits.
So you are now doubly grappled as well. And once again, low. That's only 13 for Abel.
Sorry, to hit.
13 to hit.
No.
All right.
Missed.
So you guys are now, except for Abel, like there's like 6 tendrils just like all over you, like in different directions, and you're just in the middle, like with your shield up, like keeping them away. All right, which takes us to Yorian. Oh no.
Oh, Josh,
sorry.
Josh, I was correct. That would not hit me.
Okay, good. I
Sorry.
think are you 20 in wolf form?
I'm 20 in werewolf
Yeah.
form. I forgot because I have that like new armor that
Oh, right,
that
right.
does
Yep.
that.
All right, Kaimana, you're up.
I mean, do I get the feeling that if I drop my cat form, it'll enable me to release myself?
Well, you could certainly try and see. I don't know what like the size difference between Kaimana and a cat is probably
Not
Similar.
great.
not
but,
great, but we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Could be
All right,
worse.
yeah. Well, that's gonna happen.
Okay. Go ahead and roll just a d20 for me.
$18.
Okay, so there's a moment in the transformation where it's kind of like all of the cells of your body kind of pull in for a moment as they're reshaping. And in that moment of the pull, like you can feel the ropers are like, wait a second, and before they can grasp you again, you're able to slip out of their grasp, and now they have grappled each other, like tied up a little bit on each other. All right. So,
They're holding hands.
so you are free, Kaibana, of the grass.
All right, I'm gonna. They have reach all over the cavern, right? It was something we
You've
established.
gotten the sense that, like, where you were hit initially, you were probably 30 or 40 feet away from them. They have pretty long reach.
Okay, all the same. So that pool that's on the other side of the yellow base, whoever that is, I can't
Yeah, it's
tell.
right here. Saurus on the other side of Saurus right here. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that.
All right. So weaving and dodging your. There you go. Weaving and dodging your way through. Do you want to get in or just to the next to it?
Is it one level above or below?
It's probably about 5 or 6 feet below you.
Oh yeah, I jump in there,
Okay, cool. You dive in.
and I've still got one action, right?
Yep.
Because it's just a bonus action.
Yeah,
to
it's a
do
bonus
it.
action to drop wild shape.
Okay, I am going to conjure a polar bear.
Polar bear. Let's see. I don't have a polar bear.
Or any. I mean, it says DM decides any
That's fine.
challenge rating to monster.
Where do you want your polar bear to appear?
We'll say right next to Saurus.
Right next to Saurus. Okay,
Yeah.
this space right here. Saurus, a large white bear just appears Feywild out of the essence in front of you, right next to you. All right, and it looks like a rock golem, but it's a polar bear for sure. All right, so it goes. We'll just treat it as going on your initiative, Kaimana. So go ahead
Okay.
and do what you'd like to do with the polar bear.
it's gonna attack.
All right, go ahead and make your
It's got multi-attacks, so it's gonna do a bite attack and a claw attack.
Sounds
so
good.
we'll do the bite first. That probably misses. Yeah, that misses.
Okay.
And because of 20 AC, right?
20 AC, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez, man.
Okay, they both miss.
All right, but you've got another creature here to take some of the focus, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right, which takes us to Yorian. Yorian, you see him, like, he's wrapped up, but he pulls out this kind of saber next to him, and he's 5 feet away. He's gonna stab out towards the mouth that is currently, like, releasing Juridan from the hold. Oh, Yorian. That's a 23. Nice job.
Thanks, friend.
And he is within 5 feet of a friend, so he gets sneak attack.
Excellent.
96. All right, Yorian does 15 points of damage. Good job, Yorian. All right, good job, Yorian. All right, and then he is going to. No, he'll stand there, so he's within range to attack. All right, that takes us to the top of the round, Source.
Can I maneuver to get flanking with Marlowe?
You can maneuver to get flanking with Yorian. It will take an acrobatics check because there's a kind of a ledge of rocks that you could jump up onto behind.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Roper. Go ahead and just make an acrobatics check for me.
16.
16. You jump up on this pile of rocks behind the roper. And you have advantage on your attacks there.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit him.
All right.
First one is a 26.
26 to hit. Yes, I'm trying to see if I can get this at a place where you guys can actually see the cluster mess of what's happening here.
Oh my god.
They're so cool.
All of you like clustered up there.
I love that.
All right. I'm gonna move this guy for just a second.
They're cuties.
Oh my god, look at all of us.
They're adorable. Look at his
So
big
that's 9
mouth.
damage.
9 points of damage. Okay, Saurus, you punch into it and you feel the outer rock shell of this roper kind of crack, and you go through into its gutty, like crustacean almost interior, and you hit something very vital, and it suddenly and slumps down, releasing all of your friends who were grappled by it alone.
Oh.
But you guys still have this other one over here to contend with.
Yeah.
Is that like a ledge or
Get
something?
over to him. Total 50 movement.
50? Yep, you can do that. Boop, boop, boop. Yep.
And I'll hit him.
All right, go ahead and make your attack.
I rolled a 2 and an 18. I'll take the 18.
18.
That's another 20.
With your bonus, yep. Go ahead. Make your damage.
No, wait, actually, it's not advantage.
Oh, sorry. You said you rolled 18? So then.
Well, I rolled 2 dice because I was still doing advantage. So
Oh,
let me
yeah,
reroll.
that wouldn't be advantage. So you're going over to hit, and it kind of like flips with one of its ropes and kind of knocks your hand out of the way and blocks you. It is going to use its reaction to another whip's going to come in your direction, or Saurus. That's going to miss. That's a 13.
All right, and I'm going to use my bonus action to hit it.
All right, go ahead.
Hit it. It's good.
24.
That hits.
For a massive 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. Nice.
Damage is damage.
Yep.
Damage is damage.
All right. Which takes us to Abel.
Okay.
All of the ropes that were around you have kind of fallen, except for a few that are connected to this other roper. But you are unbound, so you have free movement.
All right. Am I still within his range of attack?
Yeah, a couple of the ropes are going behind you to hit Jury, so you know that it was able to reach Juridan behind you.
Cool. I'm going to use an action and activate my giraffe force ballista.
Okay, so he pops up. Oh god.
And we're going to go for broke, man. We're going to hit this guy with a Force ballista attack.
All right. There's a little giraffe now on the stage. All right.
Is he on the... Oh, that's cute. Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies. Son of a bitch.
I'm assuming
I don't think
it was
we
a
were
whammy.
allowed to say that on that show.
I wrote a natural one with a +7 there.
Oh, you release and it fires off and above and like actually like you like get through the narrow hole that was open in like the ceiling that you guys dropped through, and it blasts through there and hits something in the ceiling up above in the second chamber above you all.
He's here.
We just killed a miner.
It's a hazardous place working in the
A
mine.
poor 6-year-old.
What Abel is doing, he's shooting one of the stalactites, so it's going to drop down into the
That
thing.
was
and
my
fail.
plan,
So
Source.
There you go.
Well, George, it looks like it's time to wrap up for. Oh God!
All right, and it was your action to activate it and then bonus action to use it,
Yep, I'm just gonna sit tight.
but it's active there for the next hour. All right, Jordan.
I'm gonna back up a little bit and just throw a dagger at this thing. I don't want to get too close. It hurt me pretty bad.
Were you double bound by it?
Oh, I think I was double balanced. I think I'm
Can't back-
still
can't
I'm
back
still
up.
in it.
But you can throw a dagger at it if you want.
Yeah, I'll throw it a dagger.
Okay.
Did it just fall down a cavern, or is it?
Oh, that's gonna miss.
It's technically on this wall right here, but I can probably.
No, I got a
Oh.
13. I don't think that hits. So
Okay, no, yeah. So the dagger just bounces off its outer shell.
Clang.
and I'm gonna heal myself while you guys are doing that.
There
so
you
have
go.
fun.
You can
Yeah.
retrieve your dagger later on. Which takes us to Mar.
Okay. Cool. I'd like to hit the one I'm working on right now.
All right, let's see if you can get over
One
there.
of them,
Right, yeah, you can. Yep, you can get. Well, whoa, gosh, make a dexterity.
I killed him.
Make a dexterity check just to see if you can. There's kind of like a ledge here that you can climb up to.
Just a check.
Yeah.
30, 20, 23.
Yeah, you guys watch Mar like bound up this ledge and get kind of level with the creature on the ledge.
Cool, Marlo.
Cool. Okay, let's do 3 hits.
Boop, boop. Go ahead.
Is that even worth using inspiration on? What's your inspiration die? Jury.
D8 right now, I think.
My yeah, D8. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I am going to use inspiration to try to get this
use
out.
it.
I'm using it. Okay, so that's there, and wait. It gets me to a 19. It doesn't hit.
Oh
does
yeah,
it?
you clang right off the outer shell.
Jeez, man, it's so
It was
close.
so close. It's fine. You can't make them all, can ya? That's a 27 to hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was doing math for myself.
Oh.
And then I wasn't questioning if that hit.
Definitively, it's not a dragon.
And then offhand, 28. Okay. All right. So that's 1 hit with the wave dancer and
Yep.
1 hit with the offhand rapier.
Sounds
okay.
good.
So
Yep.
that's 7 is 11, plus 10 is 21. So that is 21 points of slashing damage and 6 points of lightning damage.
Nice, very nice.
Ooh.
All right. So 27 points of damage in 1 round. Very nice, Mark. And you're up here with its like wailing, flailing. It currently only has. No, it's already used its reaction this turn, so it's good. All right. Which takes us to the Roper, which has its reaction back. Yorian and Juridan get dragged towards it. And Juridan.
It's gonna bite at
Yeah,
me.
it was. I just rolled
God.
a d20 there.
It's fine. Urian's
I
always
was trying to get up so it would hit me. On the...
Jordan's a real snack. What can I say?
yeah.
Yes, they are.
17 to hit Juridan.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
The roper is thirsty.
Oh.
You don't have any armor, do you?
Oh, I'm just a bard.
Yeah.
It's not my job to have the armor.
There's one more.
I don't have
I worry about you. Well, okay, sorry, calm down, monk.
We'll buy some
I
when we get
rolled
into town.
2 1s on D8,
Oh, okay.
so
That's good.
it's only 13 points of piercing damage.
Oh, only 13.
Only 13.
Well,
Only
it's 4 D8, so
That's fine.
yep.
Just at half health. It's all good. Thank
and
you.
then let's see, it's got 2 people grappled, so it's gonna the polar bear. That's only a 10 to hit the polar bear, so that's not gonna hit. Saurus. That's a 10 again, and Marlowe. Oh, that finally 21.
Yep.
So Marlowe, one of the tendrils lashes out next to you, and you feel it wrap around your waist, and it's starting the process of pulling you towards it. Although I mean you're right next to it, but it's got you pulled, and you are currently
Cool.
grappled. All right, that takes us to Kaimana.
Mess him up, man.
I'm gonna stick the polar bear on him first, see if that gets anything done.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
See. What's the polar bear's movement?
I'm sure it's enough, but
Is it 30 feet?
40 feet.
Oh, good. Yeah, because 30 feet would get it right to it. All right, go ahead and make your 2 attacks with the polar bear.
Fair versus rock.
Does he get flanking with Marlowe?
He does. Yes.
All right.
I give a bear flanking.
You have the bear.
Yeah.
there.
This is an amazing day.
The first attack.
The two predators. Wolf and bear.
Yeah, neither of those hit.
Okay. With advantage.
No.
With advantage, none of them hit.
What?
Second one, this is the bite attack. Neither of those hit.
Oh,
What?
He needs to roll a 20. He's only got a
That's
plus
true.
7 to the
Oh, yeah,
rolls. And
plus
I'm,
7.
Yeah, that's hard, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ropers have just that hard outer shell.
Yeah.
All right, but it's there menacing the creature, so hopefully to draw some of the attention away from your friends. Actually, with the
It's also giving Mark flanking.
it was also the first creature to move after it got its reaction back. So and that's going to hit. So the bear then finds itself grappled. So it's one of the 4 creatures grappled by the roper.
I'm gonna bring this bear closer to me.
Yeah. Ropers are hungry, man. They don't care.
I feel like we need to use intelligence based attacks against it.
Anything you want to on your turn, Kaimana?
Yes. I am going to cast create bonfire right underneath it.
All right, and that is a
Cool.
dex saving throw.
Yeah.
It has literally
Yeah,
just
you don't.
millions of little tiny feet underneath its thing, so it can move at a max of 10 feet per round. Let's see what its dex for this is. No, that was a 7 minus
No.
1. So that failed. So go ahead and roll damage on the bonfire.
All right. He takes
No.
3 points of fire damage.
3 points of fire damage.
And
he won't be able to
if
move
he-
off of that in the next round because he only has 10 feet of movement. So.
All right. Yes, he's gonna take it again next turn.
Yep. Very nice. 3 points of fire damage. All right, cool.
Cool.
All right. You want to stay in the pool, Kaimana?
Yes.
It's a refreshing pool, surprisingly. It's like crystal clear, like filtered through rocks. It's a nice pool of water. All right, Yorian.
It's safe. It's safe here. I like it.
Yeah, Yorian's gonna stab out at the creature. First attack misses. Second attack will hit. So he does. Oh, keep it going.
Oh no.
I just
What's
rolled
happening?
4 6s on 4
Oh my
d6s.
god. He's so good.
He's trying to show off in front of us.
I was like,
Yes.
I hit the
He's a
2.
tryhard.
I hit 3, and I was like, oh my gosh, could I keep that going? All right, so that's
Little turned on, not gonna lie.
24.
Yeah, how hot is Urian? We haven't discussed that.
Yorian is hot.
Yorian
Alright.
is
He's a secret agent for like
Yeah,
the
it's
CIA.
a requirement of Vox
good.
Populi. I'm sorry for
He's an
asking.
elf with like the most beautiful chiseled features, very James Bondy. Like,
Yeah.
all right, so 24 points of damage from Yorian on that round, and then none of his abilities are useful when grappled, so he's there, which takes us back up to Saurus.
Come on, Source.
I'm gonna hit it.
Okay, go ahead and make an acrobatics check because you're gonna have to bound up this ledge.
16.
Yep, you're good, and you have flanking with Yorian.
Go, Source.
It's very fire.
24
That hits.
for 10.
Okay.
I hit it again.
Yep.
That one does not hit.
Okay.
That's only 17.
Nope.
I will flurry of blows.
All right, make 2 more attacks.
That one is a 22.
Yep.
And I can wave the open hand. I am going to choose that it cannot take reactions until the end of my next turn.
Sounds good. All right, so that's it. It cannot make reactions.
And that's 8 damage.
All right, 8 more damage.
And my final flurry of blows. Oh yeah, that's a natural 17, so
That'll hit.
that's a 25. And that'll do 7.
7. Good. Do you want to pull a tether and add to it?
Nope.
All right. Fine.
It's tempting.
Get behind me, Satan.
We learned a little too much about those tethers.
No, I'm saving that for when it matters.
Yeah, and you currently have 3, right?
I wish you'd just save it, period.
Although you had a long rest, so one of them naturally goes away. You can choose to let the other 2 go or hold on to them.
I'll hold on to 1.
Okay, so you got 1 tether right now. Good. All right, cool. Which takes us to Abel.
Okay. Can I position a 20-foot cube just to hit my rock fellow here?
Yeah, there's so this chamber is probably 30-40 feet tall, so if you aim kind of right in this area, it would hit just him.
I'm gonna see if I can hit him with fairy fire
Oh,
to give myself advantage.
Sounds good. Okay. And that is a what kind of saving throw?
Dex.
It's so good.
I didn't know you had fairy fire.
6.
Yeah, I don't like to use it because you guys are like so close to things. It
Yeah.
you guys do, but
It failed. So it is everybody. This what color is your fairy fire, Ronnie?
he's gonna grow like a metallic, kind of like a bronze.
Okay, so this
glow.
like shattering, like this almost like bronze, like metallic dust, like flings into the air and slowly descends around the creature, like hitting all of its corners and edges, and then it slowly begins to pulsate and glow with this bronze metallic shimmer, giving you all a much closer attack on it. So all attacks against the creature now have advantage.
I mean, it's also well lit because it's standing in a bonfire.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right, I did that just to see if this freaking force ballista would hit something. So where is she? Okay. Actually, it should be an elephant, not a giraffe, but
Oh, sorry. I can change it out.
I said giraffe. 19!
19. Well,
Oh, man. So close.
roll a d20 for me.
A D20?
Yeah, just a d20. Because it is I mean, like a 19 is going to hit the creature, and it is force damage against rock, so let's see.
Yeah, that's a 2.
Okay, yeah, so it glints off the side and takes a chunk off, but doesn't do any obvious damage to it.
Okay, well, how long does Fairy Fire's concentration, so it should
Yeah,
stay
you
up
see you're
for...
concentrating. Good. Which takes us to Milo. No, sorry.
Okay.
Juridan.
No.
Yes. I'm right on it, right?
Yeah, it pulled you right up to its mouth, so you are within 5 feet of it.
I hate this thing. Okay, I'm gonna try to hit it. Let's give it a shot.
Are you using the wounding?
The rapier. I haven't been given that yet.
I thought you were.
Can we retcon and say that I did
Mara
and that?
messaged me and said that they gave it to you last night.
Yeah, I retconned that. I'm sorry.
Wait a moment.
Because
I
okay,
rolled.
so let me.
I
send
hit
it.
regardless. So
Okay,
if you
good.
want to go ahead and send it to me, we'll just roll with
It's
it.
a
Like
D8.
I'm
Just go and
not
roll
familiar
D8
with it yet,
damage.
so I haven't used it.
It's a D8. Just go and roll D8.
Because I wanted you to have time to attune to it before.
Oh, I rolled an
You
8,
attack.
so
So that's 8 plus your attack bonus.
which is 1.
Okay, so 9 points of damage, and it is currently wounded. Nice.
Nice.
You all see
Nice.
Juridan break out a very familiar dark rapier and stab out at the creature, and a gash opens on it that does not close. Nice.
Ew.
All
And I'll
right.
give I'll give inspiration to. No, I'm just gonna hold that for now.
Okay, cool.
I'll just wait.
Marlo.
Okay. I'd like to hit it,
Okay, go ahead and roll.
please.
With advantage.
I'd like to buy
With
that.
advantage.
Shimmering, shining creature. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
19.
Yep.
Oh, yes, 20, exactly.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, 20 in the first one. Oh, Jesus. Better than 20. Last one, yes, hit it. Well, let's see, crit, absolutely not. Cool, so all 3 hit.
Sweet.
So, okay. I'm just gonna do these all together because that's easier for me.
Okay.
12. 11. 13, 28 points of slashing damage with 11 points of lightning damage.
Describe how you take down.
Just put a scratch.
Yes. I knew I didn't have to use my inspiration. Thank you.
Okay. So where am I in this little huddle? I'm right
So
on it,
there's
right?
you and Saurus are up on this ledge where the roper was kind of hiding out. You're up
Right.
there with it, and all of your party's down beneath you, about 5 or 6 feet.
Okay. So is it possible for me to get on a tendril,
You're currently
run on the tendril?
You're currently wrapped up in a tendril, so sure.
Yeah, can I just break out of it, run on it, and then go and like leap, stab it through the eye?
Yes, that just happened.
Yeah.
It's able to hold Mar up, and it's like perfect eye stabby level. So there you go. And
Oh no!
you stab into it, and the eye just like pops, and then the whole creature just crumbles into a slouch there. And all of you who were grappled feel the tendrils loosen on your body.
Fantastic.
All right, so we have a polar bear that's around for the next hour. We
Yay,
have an
our friend.
elephant that is around for the next hour. There we go.
It's just sitting on my little thing.
Okay. So you sit and you're breathing heavily. As few of you wounded, or actually just Juridan wounded.
It's just me.
Yeah, and then you're looking around and you realize that what behind you is weird because all of the walls around you are, these pristine kind of untouched cave walls with the years and years of accumulation of silted rock remains, small pockets of fungi, the dripping sounds of water, pools. And then Marlo, you're the first to notice because you kind of look to your left after defeating the creature and you see stonework. You see mortar. Carefully laid bricks, and you follow it and you see a column, and you realize that portions of this cavern have been built up and excavated. You notice a few from your vantage point. You notice on the ground marbled stepping stones, kind of intermixed with locations of the rock. They're kind of melding together. You walk around the corner and you see very well pieced together. I don't know if you guys can see it from where you are.
You can see it now.
Yeah, a well pieced together kind of room of columns and stones. And we'll go ahead and take our break right there because I have something to send you. Because when you walk into the room, you see a door. And I'm going to send you a picture of the door during the break. So we'll go ahead and take 5 there, and then we'll come back and pick it up
Josh,
after that. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you sent me the Rapier of Wounding. Is there a way you can send it to Ace so they can have it in D&D Beyond?
Yeah, I'll look at that on the break.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. We'll
Thank you, Mark.
Five.
If not, I'll just screenshot it and send it
Yeah,
over.
sure. Thank you.
Cool,
Guys.
cool.
So, after dealing with the ropers, you all make your way through the cavern and you find yourself into a section of the cave that has been built up into it looks almost like the outer areas of a temple of some kind, like beautiful stonework on the ground. Although it's interesting because it looks like it's not that old, but like elements of the cave seem to be poking out of parts, so it's not clear whether they built around it or somehow time has passed long enough for the cave to reclaim elements of this. But it's kind of hard to tell. But you've got, you approach, and at the far end of this room, you come across this door that is built directly into the rock wall. And it is this massive two-sided door, no clear handles or holes of any kind. And up across the top, you immediately notice that there are 5 gems. 5 gems. Look at my picture again. Yes. And 3 holes where it appears maybe gems used to be. And then there is kind of a bit of writing on the door. There's some of it's kind of covered over in dust, and you wipe it free, and then it's there. Right? So
Is it 5 or 4 gems?
Is it?
Yeah, there are 4 gems.
So 4 gems. There's 4 gems, and there's 3 gems missing. There you go. Yeah. Yep. And so you kind of go over and you're looking at the door. What would y'all like to do?
What do we know? What language that is?
Yeah, can any of us read it?
Marlo.
Yeah.
So you look at the line that you can read, the first line.
Right.
So it's in Elvish, and
Cool.
it says, "Only found in the home of he who shattered all 'twas meant to be." There's the flickering bonfire light kind of playing across the door from the other room.
Can you repeat that one more time for me?
Only found in the home of he who shattered all 'twas meant to be.
I say that out loud for the group.
Only found in the home of he who shattered all was meant to be.
So, the
usurp, not the usurp.
yeah.
Is that in reference to the?
That's gotta be in reference. Let me get in character. Hold on. That's gonna be in reference to the. Is that the Defia?
The betrayer dragon?
Yeah,
The defiler, is that what he's going?
the betrayer god, right? That's what he's called, Caiaphas.
Caiaphas, the stranger.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Kamada's going to try to take one of the gems.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check. Come on.
Strength, oh Lord.
I'll watch him go.
Yeah, we're
19.
19. Carmana climbs up on the rock facing around the outer edge of the door. You see him reaching over, and you feel one of your claws snap. Come on.
I broke a nail.
I really don't think we should do that.
these are obviously not meant to be removed.
We can get you other gems, but I really don't think those are to be fucked with.
Does the phrase that Marlo translated ring any bells for any of us?
I mean, Marlo points out, the thing that it definitely hits for all of you who know enough is that it rings as seeming to be connected to the stranger Caiaphas, the 9th god who kind of turned against the other 8.
What would do any of us have any knowledge of what the home of him would be in reference to?
Anybody who'd like to make a religion check?
Not me, because I wouldn't know.
I've got good
I
religion.
would, however, ask.
Okay, you.
Is this about faith? Does this count because it's about undead a little bit? Maybe?
Well, I mean, he is technically the god of undeath, so sure.
I can't remember.
You don't have to give it to me. I was just trying to argue.
Other than a 6, this whole session, all I've done is roll 6s.
Oh no.
No.
I got a 10.
Admire ace.
Okay.
That's not my forte.
Religion?
Yeah.
Why am I proficient in religion? That's just a blood hunter thing. 18.
Okay.
Get it, girl.
So the home, in your senses of what Caiaphas's home would be. Right now, Caiaphas is in the Vale. But Caiaphas is the god of several things. So he's the god of death,
I didn't mean to do that.
of undeath, of the afterlife, the god of darkness. So any of those things that you could think of, like his home, might be any of those types of things.
Now, is there any light currently shining?
Yeah, the bonfire from Kaimana is gently shimmering around the corner and hitting the door.
I'll cast another one right in front, so we've got better light.
Okay.
Well,
I think it might actually be the opposite issue.
yeah,
I
if he's
think
the god of
we might need
darkness-
darkness for this.
yeah, let's try to extinguish all of the light and
All right,
see if
I'll
anything reveals.
snuff it out.
The moment you snuff it out, like you kind of, all of your eyes are adjusting. And then there's a moment where you realize, like, the first line is gone in the darkness. You can't read the first line. But now shimmering on the door, kind of like glowing, kind of like a fungal, almost like the way that, like the jewel wort was glowing underneath the lunar stones. You see another line in a completely different script. Does anybody read or understand Primordial?
I might. Hang on.
I don't think so.
No.
Is that the same as deep speech? No.
Yes, I do. I speak primordial.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Kaimana for the win.
So like your eyes adjust Kaimana and you're like, hey, I can read that. So Kaimana, you read on the door, the door it drinks the mountain's blood, unleashing secrets in the flood.
Hang on.
Never know where my languages are on this sheet.
It's on the left side on the bottom. There's like proficiency.
Yeah.
Oh, I
languages.
see. Oh well, that's
Say that
interesting.
again, Josh.
Yes, the door it drinks
It drinks the mountain's blood, unleashing secrets in the flood.
Yes.
The door that drinks the mountain's blood. The creatures that we defeated, did they bleed at all?
They did, yeah.
Kaimana's gonna go back to that pool
Okay.
and get like some of the water out of it.
All right. Okay. Nobody's done an investigation on the door. Would anybody like to?
Yes.
I want
Anybody who
I
wants
just-
to can roll an investigation on the door.
I wanted to look at the gems in a little bit.
Okay.
See what
You can
kind
make
of
an
stones
investigation
are there.
check too.
That's just specifically what I want to look at.
20
Abel,
investigation.
while Kaimana is going off to like get to the pool of water, you're investigating the door and you're like looking for like keyholes, doorknob, like any way that you can think of that this door might open. And
Yeah.
the only thing you find, other than the holes where, like in the line of gems, like the clear holes where the gems seem to be, up at the top in the center of the door, there is a circular hole about that big, and you kind of like are poking it, and you like it goes into the door, but you can't feel how far deep it goes, but there's just a hole up at the top of the door.
Like that big.
Yeah, about that.
Can I get little Anansi to like climb up and stick one of his little arms in just to see how far it goes?
Yeah, it goes as far deep as he can reach.
So it probably goes all the way
But it's
through.
weird when he's like pulling back, he like gets to a point like halfway through into the hole, and it also goes down into the door.
Okay. Can he feel anything down there that he can
No,
convey?
the hole continues to go deeper than he can reach down.
Okay.
Okay, I think we know where Kaimana needs to pour the water.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kaimana, somebody helps Kaimana up,
Yep.
dumps the
Here you
water in. Water goes in. Minute goes by. Another minute goes by. No change.
Nothing has happened. What was the riddle again? The blood that.
The door that drinks the mountain's blood.
Yeah, the blood from the mountain. Okay.
Could it be like what do they mine here? Like copper? Is it
Oh, it's
copper?
I know what it is. Is there any way that we could get our hands on some of the Quicksilver?
You guys have Quicksilver.
Who has Quicksilver with them?
I don't know. You at some point in time you took it from somebody.
It might be me that has it.
Vials of Quicksilver.
Yeah, because
think
when
I
we
have it.
when we
It was
captured,
in the thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is it in the bag of holding? The one that we found? Because didn't we find some in
You
Is-
found some in the yeah. So you would have found it in our
last lab?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna open the bag that doesn't have the flame skull.
No, that
the
has
bag that
Artax
has
in it.
the murder cloud. Artax.
Hi, Artex.
Listen,
Yeah, just the demon.
As you reach in, hello, Abel.
hello, friend.
Is it?
Oh,
You
friend.
can return to your slumber. No.
Okay.
Return to your slumber. Thank you.
Thank you.
I look at Yorin and I'm like, that's like a joke he does.
Sure.
I'm
It's
just-
like
Of course.
Yeah.
And I'll hand the Quicksilver to Kaimana.
Okay.
So he can,
All right. Kaimana, do you pour the?
since he's already boosted up.
Yeah.
All right, so Kaimana, you kind of release the topper and you pour the Quicksilver in, and you all watch, and like 30 seconds goes by and nothing happens, and then suddenly when you like think, okay, well maybe that wasn't the answer, you start to see like lines of silver begin to trace themselves along underneath the third line, and another line of script is laid out now in Quicksilver on the door.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
This one.
That saved some time, Abel.
Yeah, this is in a really weird script. It's kind of like very loopy, but then also has very sharp and jagged edges. Does anybody here read or speak deep speech?
I speak deep speech.
Abel.
Oh my god.
Wow, what is
Diversity for the win.
I found a book in my mother's study one time when I was young and taught myself
Yeah,
how
you
to
guys ever come across an aboleth or a beholder? Abel will be able to speak to it.
I mean, I do have comprehend languages too.
That's true. Yeah, good. So if we
Oh,
went into
No,
it,
but it's good that you save it
I
for
thought I would have that, but I don't.
all right. So Abel, as you're watching, it says actually the next 3 lines. No, sorry, the next 2 lines actually come into place. So Abel, you can read the first line. It says, "A mid-afternoon light, the final setting rays from dying gods and dying days."
Mid-afternoon light, the final setting rays from dying gods and dying days.
And then anybody speak Infernal?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my god!
Can you give me that line one more time?
Yeah. A mid-afternoon light, the final setting rays from dying gods and dying days.
Good afternoon, light. The final setting rays from dying gods.
And dying days.
And rays as in RAYS
Yes,
or
R-A-Y-S, like
RAISE?
sons of arrays, like sun rays.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then Marlowe, the 4th line you can read. "Until the lighted beam is broken, the doorway in will guard its tokens."
Until the lighted beam is broken, the doorway in will guard its tokens. This Jumanji shit.
Sorry, can we do that last one
Yep.
one more time?
Until the lighted beam is broken, the doorway in will guard its tokens.
So, do we see a beam or a ray of light?
Everybody
Anywhere.
make a perception check. With, well,
Also, my investigation was a 10. So I'm going to say Jury's just been super distracted this whole time, which is totally in character.
it's
That's
pretty
actually
colors. It seems to be in a pattern of some kind. You don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Is this an investigation, we said?
For the door, yeah.
We did that earlier.
Perception for
Yeah.
the
Perception.
yeah.
You sure not investigation?
21.
21.
Oh.
Soros, you're kind of looking
Nice.
around, and there is
Okay,
you
17.
realize that like this well-constructed room, it rises up in 2 like joining kind of rectangular box shapes. You notice at the back wall, kind of in the direction of where Feldspar, like the city of Feldspar is from this cavern, you see what appears to be a borehole. And you kind of climb up on the rocks and kind of get a view, and you can see at the far end of the borehole, like 30 or 40 feet up through the rock wall, it breaks out and you can see blue sky. But it's the angle of the sunlight's not enough to like bounce in. You can see it just like bouncing into the side of the borehole.
Just
gotta
like a
wait.
small hole.
Yeah, it's a very small. It's probably only about this big around, but Source caught it with above a 20 on his perception.
Okay.
If you guys were in here at the right time of day, the light might hit the right way, and then it would have been more obvious. But Source
Can we determine based off the well, I guess if Source points out, but could we determine based off the position of the hole
Uh-huh.
where the sun would have to be in the sky for that light to shine
you know
Through
that
the
this
cabinet.
borehole, based on your knowledge of where you are in comparison to Feldspar, that this borehole's pointing west.
So,
sunset,
so right now,
probably.
like the fire line.
Sunset. Yep. Okay.
And then there is a final line, but it's odd because half of the script is visible, but then it's like the lower half is not visible. So it's kind of hard to tell what the script is saying, but it's in. With enough knowledge, you can kind of see that it's a different language than the other four, but you can only see half the script right now.
What language is it? Can we tell?
We can't determine what language.
It's kind of hard to tell because it's split up, but go ahead and if somebody looking at it would like to roll just a general intelligence check.
Sure.
God, yeah, I feel like it should be smart.
Get the artificer out there.
I'll roll it.
What does this say?
Anybody who wants to can look at it.
13.
Come
Come
on.
on, do better.
17.
Kaimana, you remember seeing a script that kind of looked really similar to this in a letter that a long ago member of the Ticket Takers wrote to you all.
Oh,
Oh,
It's Draconic.
yeah.
Oh.
we gathered this
But you
much.
can only see half of it. Like you can't see the other.
I know
kinda
it's
like seeing
Draconic,
the
but I
top
can't
half
read
of
it.
a B or the top half of a B or the top half of an E. It's hard to tell what it says.
Well, Marlo has been reading a lot of dragon books. Was there nothing
I
in
didn't learn Draconic.
They were written in Elven. Or Elven.
You watch anime. Do you speak Japanese?
there? Do any of these symbols, catch your attention? Okay.
I mean, I don't think so.
Would there be?
I did learn a new language recently. It's just not this one. I'm sorry.
Wow. That's pretty
Ooh.
impressive.
You must tell us all about it.
She starts speaking and it sounds like. Blah, 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 blah.
No, I don't do that. Even though I guess I already pulled out this fucking sword in front of Yorian, so
Water sword.
he's
Yeah,
got
you know.
questions. That's fine.
Hold on, let me see what languages Yorian speaks.
Oh yeah. What is this?
Not helpful. He doesn't speak Draconic.
I mean, I can cast.
Wondering is
Yeah.
the way like we had to do the darkness to reveal the first one, and that beam of light set up. We have to do something with it, and that will reveal the other half of the letters.
Yeah.
All right. So that's
What?
as far as you can tell. Aside from the gems, that's all that you can see on the door.
Okay, so I guess we have two options. If we had something shiny enough, a little mirror or something, I could maybe send Anansi up top and see if he can refract the light into the opening.
Oh.
Or we can try to take a long rest until the time that the sun will naturally
You guys
find its position.
6 or 7 hours until mid-afternoon, late afternoon.
Let's
Quite
take
some
a
time.
rest. We don't know what's on the other side.
I'm going to investigate around the rest of the room.
All right. Anybody who wants to take a part in investigating the room?
Yes.
There's two main chambers. So first, let me know: are you investigating the doorway chamber or the other chamber?
I'll look in the main chamber.
Okay.
I'll look at the other one.
So doorway chamber, Kaimana; other chamber, Marlo. Source, where are you going to be looking?
I'm going to help Marlo.
Okay. So Marlo and
I'm
Source.
gonna help Carmana then.
All right. So we got 2 and 2 in both chambers. You guys can either roll with advantage, one of you, or both roll separately.
Marlo, do you have a good investigation?
I just rolled a 19. You probably, I mean, if you were to roll for the 20.
Now you roll for it because I have no bonus.
Okay.
I will help you, Abel.
Sure.
I got a 22, Josh.
A 22. Okay. And you're in the other chamber. Okay.
All right, let me see. Ooh, a 27.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I got a
So-
natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
High enough to unveil a lot. So Marlo, as you're exploring the room, you see the thing where the borehole where Source was pointing out, and you're looking at it and you're kind of doing that thing that like like they do with like ballistics gel to like figure out the trajectory of a bullet, and you're kind of following the angle of it, and you kind of look across the room, and just glancing across the wall, suddenly you see a glint in your vision, and you're like, that is weird. You go over and you start kind of cleaning off an area on the side of the wall, and you hear a crick, 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 as your hand kind of falls into the wall and pushes out the side of a mirror. And then you can push it back, and you can angle it and change its angle, but it's like a mirror on a swivel.
Can I start trying to bounce some light around this room?
There's no light hitting it. The only thing
that's
was just
cool.
like it was just like a glint in the fading, and it's kind of lined up like perfectly with the borehole.
That's
Does
awesome.
anybody have the light spell?
I've got bonfire, so if you.
No.
I think it might actually need to be, if this is high level stuff, it might need to be the real thing too.
Right, well, I was going to say cast light in the borehole so we can at least get it aimed.
Is light a cantrip or a spell?
It'd be a cantrip. Yeah. Oh, hold on, let me see if Yorian has it. No.
Oh,
They don't get cantrips like that. That's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
I think after a long rest, I can change out my cantrips.
Long rest would be a long time though.
That would be. All right, and then Source
I don't have
is
it right
also in
now.
the room with Marlowe. You are digging kind of in a corner somewhere of like this rubble, and you're kind of going around, and you hit something with your foot, and it makes a tingle tingle sound. And you kind of dig out, and you discover this rod that's probably about 3 feet tall, and has a kind of diamond-shaped piece at the top that looks like it would hold something, and then at the bottom there's like this flared out portion that looks like it would fit into a hole of some kind.
Okay.
In the other room, Kaimana, you're kind of crawling along the wall, and as you're kind of pushing, you fall in somewhere, and it's almost like when you get into a haunted house and like the door flips around completely, and you're like in this little enclosure, and then you pull yourself back out again, and you have uncovered a second mirror in this space in this room. But because it was a 27, Abel, you find 2 things. At the center of this room, there is you're kind of like kicking dust aside on the paving stones, and you find a hole in the middle of the floor that is perfectly circular. And then off in a corner, you find this diamond-shaped quartzite prism.
Ooh.
Okay.
Seems like we have some pieces to a puzzle.
Yes. Does the diamond look like it will fit inside of the door?
No, none of the holes that are left are diamond-shaped.
But I come toting this whole thing I found in.
So what if we? Oh, I guess we all converge.
I think me and Yorian have just been chatting while y'all are going around.
So if we,
I mean, Druid, this is quite the interesting group that you're joining.
Yeah, they're something else. Very eclectic.
They seem to bathe more than that last like patchouli group that you were shacked up with for a while.
Yeah, well, they're a lot better than that group, that's for sure.
Fantastic. Well, it's nice to see you smiling and laughing.
Yeah. Sure, he seems very lukewarm to you.
no love
Seems
lost
embarrassed,
there.
but yeah.
All right.
Well, whatever. He starts like playing a little bit as we're chilling.
That's how Jory flirts.
I give the pole to Abel, which obviously he's going to figure out goes in the hole in the ground, and the quartz goes in it.
Yep. You guys have set up what is a rod with a quartzite carved prism, and it's sitting in the middle of the floor here.
I'd like to keep that if we could. Okay.
I'm guessing this one is the rays of the sun kind of thing. That line in reference to that. What was that riddle again?
Mid afternoon light, the final setting rays from dying gods and dying days.
There was the 2 lines together is that one, and then
Yeah.
until the lighted beam is broken, the doorway in will guard its tokens.
To the lighted beam is broken. Will guard its tokens. That makes me believe there's some type of. Okay.
Waiting for the beam to turn on, but then we have to break the beam.
think. And we'd have to wait for the sunlight to hit the prism for us to be able to direct the beam of light towards the door.
What I'm guessing is light comes through the borehole, hits the one mirror,
Or hits
bounces
the mirror, we have to aim it at
the
the
other
prism.
mirror, which goes through the prism to the door, or something like that.
Yes. Based off where the hole is, where does the initial beam of light strike in the room?
The beam kind of would, based off what Mars' trajectory was, it would go straight to that mirror that she discovered in the other room. And then that mirror, I guess if you're looking at the thing, if angled properly, it could probably hit the mirror that Kaimana had discovered. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if we angle that mirror, where will it aim towards the prison?
Yeah, it seems like it could.
Cool. So I guess it is a waiting game unless...
Yeah, this is we got too early to Durin's Day on the mountain.
Yes.
Do you all want to just rest up and prepare? I'm sure that there'll be more behind this door for us to face off against.
I don't think there's anything else we can do besides leave and come back.
Yeah. The only thing that's left on, you still have the 3 holes on the door if you want to spend some time with that.
I'm gonna go dive back into that freshwater pool.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm going to see how deep is it? Is it just a pool
When
or?
you dive in, it's probably 10 or 15 feet deep.
I'm gonna swim to the bottom.
Okay. You get to the bottom. It's kind of a silty, muddy base at the bottom.
Feel around. Do the otter.
Make a
Right.
investigation check.
The other.
One.
A 1? Yeah, it's just kind of silty, muddy.
Yeah.
Can I send Anansi down there to help him?
Abel, do you have detect magic?
I think I do.
Can you tell me if these gems are magical?
I sure can. Did I prepare the detect magic today?
Because if
I do
these
not.
ring magical, oh, you don't have it? Fuck.
I have it prepared. I did not anticipate.
That's fine. It
I was
happens.
more prepared for a fight. I can identify them.
I can identify them too. I just wanted to save us if they weren't magic.
Just make it a
True.
check, Jerry.
Okay, I'll make an Arcana check.
Can I help out give you advantage, Drew?
Sure.
Yep, I got a 14, and then with advantage,
You don't
Might
get
as
the
well try.
sense that there's any magical energy
17.
coming off of the stones, off of the gems.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a
Can we
7.
tell by
Yeah, I got a 17 with advantage, but I don't think that changes.
No.
I think there's
Can we
still...
tell anything from the empty base, like the cut of the gem or anything?
Yeah, so there's a general shape that they seem to be. Like the first one is circular in shape, the second missing one is square in shape, and the third is like a triangular, rounded edged triangular in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Do we feel pretty comfortable that we've basically covered this entire room as far as searching and investigating?
Yeah,
Like,
with a 27 and a 22, you feel pretty comfortable.
Should we try
Except for-
backtracking?
Except for the area, the cave area. Nobody's really searched that except for Kaimana tried to go search the pool. But
Can I go back and try to search
Yeah, we'll-
around in there?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
we'll go back.
Make an investigation check.
I'll help Mark.
Did you just say you were helping me?
Yes.
Roll advantage.
21.
21.
Fine.
Mar, near the pool of water that Kaimana went to, you find a kind of a circle of platinum.
Ooh.
And then kind of off in the kind of where you guys dropped down, there's like a pool of fungus or whatever, and as you're searching around the area, you find a square of platinum.
Ooh.
Yeah, you find that.
I come back into the other room. All right, well, I will put them, the circle one in the circle, and then the other one where
Yeah, they
good.
fit, but nothing happens when you put them in there.
Okay, that's good. I just want them there.
So we're just missing the kind of like triangle-y shaped one now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I bet it's probably in the other room and I just missed it.
Yeah, I did roll a 15 to investigate that area. I don't know if
Was that for? You said you were sending a Nazi down to help Kaimana. Kaimana, if you want to roll another investigation check, you've got a Nazi helping you now.
All right.
Because he doesn't have to breathe underwater.
So, okay. Try again, you said?
Yeah, with advantage, because Nazi's down there helping you.
16.
16. This time you're kind of moving around, and it's digging up the silt, so it kind of is blocking your vision, but you're kind of pawing through, and you're digging through, and your hand hits something metal, and then you kind of wrap around it, and you pull it up, and you clean it off in the water underneath, and you have a triangular-shaped piece of platinum, and you hop to the top.
Good boy.
Take that to the door.
Okay. So you guys now have those 3 pieces of platinum.
I high five Kaimana.
Nazi help.
Kind of jumps up to do it.
Ow, your broken claw. Ow.
Snag.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay. So is it just a waiting game at this point?
It's interesting that these are platinum, not gems. It's almost like these were cast to fill the space in replacement for something, so they weren't empty at least. Or do these look like they would have held gems in them?
I mean, looking at them, they could, probably.
It's interesting.
If anybody wants to investigate them closer.
Sure, I'll take a closer look.
All right, go ahead. Abel, you take one of them and go ahead and roll with investigation.
It's natural 20, 27.
Oh my god.
You see the vague etching of runes on the inner surface of the platinum.
Do I recognize the runes?
That you
show them to the...
But you know that they're magical in nature.
Okay. Can I take a minute and identify them? Is that
absolutely? You take the circular thing, you place it down, you sketch your identifying artificer circle around it, and it pops up with the information. This is it's calling itself a forge crucible.
A forge crucible.
If you place a gem of the right quantity or quality within its container, it will shape it to the right shape.
Huh.
We have to put our gems in here. Okay. So if we look at the sequence of gems that are already there, looks like a ruby, a topaz, a sapphire, an amethyst.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, it's not a ruby. That's a corundum.
Oh.
Which is
first one is red. Second one is green. Third one is cyan.
You think it's Roy G. Bibb?
It's possible. Does anyone have an emerald? No. Let me see what I have. But it has to be.
You guys have emerald.
It has to be of that same of that.
You don't know how it just like in the sense of with the correct value and the correct size or the correct quantity and size and value, it'll form it into the right shape.
Nope, I sold that. Never mind.
Do the gods all have like a color associated with them?
They do.
So we probably need the other god. Is this the amount? This is the same number as gods, right?
No, there's
2 missing,
9
right?
gods and there's 2 missing. But
we would know those colors though, right? Like
the 2 gods that wouldn't be represented would be the god of light and the god of darkness.
Oh, okay.
So they're white and black. Yeah.
So we can kind of assume maybe the missing.
So it would be
the other gods.
Red, green, and what would that last one be?
Indigo.
Nice. Nailed it.
I have to see. I have an amethyst, but I'm using that for a non-see, and we don't need that one.
Is there any kind of jeweler in town you're in?
What I imagine there probably is, although whether or not they've been raided.
Can I dig through my garbage on my staff to see if I've got anything that's like...
Go ahead and roll just a percentile dice for me.
A lot of stuff is also in my other bag of holding.
I know you guys have gotten a lot of gems. I just don't know where they are currently being.
52.
I don't have gems.
52. Yeah, let's say that you discover an indigo gem on your staff.
Well, I want these.
It's circular, but yeah.
Nice.
I have a lapis lazuli malachite gem.
Malachites are green.
Okay.
That works.
I will pull out. It says 330. What does that mean?
3 that are 30 gold each.
Oh.
And so we just need a ruby or something,
gem.
something equivalent.
Red shit.
Will one suffice? Or
You don't know.
okay.
I don't know.
I'll start with one.
Okay,
I
so
doubted it.
you've got 2 that you're trying. So Kaimana, do you try to place your indigo gem into the triangle shape?
And I'm gonna put it in the square. Should be the malachite green one, right?
Yeah, and so Kaimana, you drop the gem in, and you watch for a moment as it begins to kind of like fizzle and shape, and then slowly it kind of forms into a triangular shape.
Ooh.
Abel, you drop 1 of the 30 gold gems in, and nothing happens.
I'll drop a second one in.
One goes in, and they start to merge together, and then they flatten out into a square shape.
Okay.
Josh.
Yes.
I have a jewelry set that's not the Haverly jewelry set. I stole it from someone else at one point or whatever.
Goodness,
Can I roll a percentile die to see if there's
See if
like
it's
a ruby in
Yeah,
there?
sure, go ahead.
Okay. Hold on. I'm just
I
gonna roll
know
that
you
one
guys
die.
got a ruby. It probably is with the flaming skull.
Oh yeah, that's.
You should just like deal with that at some point, gang. We should just
I
get
feel
it
like
out
whatever's in
here.
this room, we open the door, throw the skull in, and close it, and wait 5 minutes.
Like I said, I'm saving that for we nuke something. We can climb up on top and drop it in.
But I think y'all.
I got a
need some of that
90.
stuff.
90. Yeah, let's
Oh,
say
dang.
that there is a couple rubies in the clutch of gems that you found.
All right, I'll throw enough in
I also
until
know
we.
that there are rubies on the chalice that Abel got from Artax.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Oh, he
let's-
can keep that.
Okay.
Oh no,
I'll
we
throw these in.
didn't we hawk that?
Did you? Oh no, Jura did sell it. That's right. Okay, so you throw in a couple of the rubies, and they take form, and they melt down into the circle shape. It's interesting that once the thing is used, the platinum seems to meld into the gem itself and vanish.
Oh,
Oh,
Cool.
I was gonna try to keep them. Darn it.
one time,
pretty cool.
one time use.
Pop them in.
All right, they slide perfectly into the spots and lock in place, and so now you have the red, green, and indigo gems in place.
Everything is in place except for the array of light. Does anything else happen as far as the script on the door?
No.
But I bet when the light hits it, we'll get everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are gonna take a long rest to wait for the light to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Either that or explore more of the cave, and I think we'd be better off just resting.
there, as far as you, I mean, like where you dropped down to here, that this seems to be the only like.
I mean, like explore more of the tunnels.
Oh, the
Maybe
tunnel.
like if we'd be concerned about the shipments going out, we could set up some stuff to sabotage. But honestly, I think we'd be better off doing a long rest instead of.
It's up to you.
I need as many spell slots as I can keep.
Yeah.
Well, if we rest up and wait for the sun, this is going to be a great breaking point.
Yeah. So you guys decide to take a kind of your long rest here. You nap, you bed down, and then you awaken. It's weird, Source. Like you wake first because you feel like a warmth on your face, and you look up and you realize like you can just see the edge of sunlight beginning to break into that borehole and shine a beam into the chamber, and it's slowly like moving across the chamber. You feel like you guys probably have about 10 minutes before the sunlight would pass completely beyond the borehole's reach.
Okay.
Okay, you said this was a long rest too.
Yeah,
that
you
we
guys
took?
taking a long rest. You're good because it would have taken 8 hours to get to the evening, so or the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll rush really quick and see if we
Who
can.
wants to maneuver the first mirror?
Ooh, what stat is that based on?
You feel like angling, like think about the skill that we require to like find the right angle and properly angle
Intelligence.
the mirror. Okay. So
I think that's intelligence,
Amy
right?
wants to take intelligence on the first mirror. Who'd like to handle the second mirror?
I feel like Sora's pretty
Take
good.
that on it, I'll do it.
Okay, Saurus goes over to the second mirror. All right, so Abel, the first mirror is currently hit by sunlight. So there's a beam of sunlight that's hitting the mirror and it's bouncing off in another direction. Go ahead and roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier to see if you can angle it over towards where Saurus is and get like the proper angle to where it hits the second mirror.
I'm so groggy, so I rolled a 9.
A 9. So you kind of
Jesus.
get it over in that direction.
Oh wait, I have a thing. Wait, I
You
can like
add
reroll.
your intelligence. Can't you add something?
Yeah, I rolled a 5 plus 4.
Oh yeah.
But I have something where like I can re-roll something.
We'll look at.
Oh, that's just my tool expertise. I can advantage once per day.
Okay.
Never mind.
You have 10 minutes. I'll give you one more opportunity to get it into the right spot.
Can I help Abel?
Yes, Mark.
Okay.
Be good,
So
Jesus.
roll with advantage, Abel.
She sees you struggle.
These electronic dice are not.
Geometry. Abel.
I just come up behind you and just kind of put like my hands like ghosting over you. Just kind of like, come on now.
Abel feels like a strange warmth over his entire body. It's just-
What is this? All right, what'd you
I
roll?
have to focus, Abel. 16. Sorry, 16.
So, Saurus, you feel this like you're kind of standing in front of the other mirror, and you feel this beam of light like hit your chest, and you're like, okay, you're on. Saurus, go ahead and roll a intelligence check.
Intelligence or Dex?
You can choose because dexterity would also be an effective way.
I am going to go with Dex because it's much higher than my
There you
intelligence.
go.
That is going to be a 19.
And you're aiming for the door or the.
I am going to aim for the prism.
The prism. Okay, so you angle it at the prism. Interestingly, as you're moving by, the beam of light does flash across the door, and the moment it hits the door, the bottom part of that text pops into being for just a moment, and then it goes away as the light moves over to hit the prism. And then the moment that the light hits the prism, you see this burst of energy as the light beam is broken by the prism into 7 colors of the rainbow. Currently hitting the wall next to the door. If anybody
Can we
wants to,
switch?
Can I go?
yeah.
Shift it?
Mark,
Yeah.
you go shift the prism and you slowly bring it until the red, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet of the prism hits the gems, and they each light up.
Ooh, so cool.
All of the text on the door lights up for a moment, and so if
Yeah, I would have rolled comprehend languages to be ready for
Jordan,
this.
for just a moment before it vanishes, you read, "Beyond beware the guardian lies, he of claws and teeth and many eyes." And the door suddenly, all of the gems light up, and then the door cracks open and opens, and this blow of wind and dust comes out of the door. And you're kind of waiting based off what Jury had just read out loud, and you hear like the pattering of feet.
I want to activate my force ballista.
Well, I say maybe be ready to fight.
You see like this creature, probably the size of a small cat, like hop out of the door. Long pointed ears, kind of laid back, hairless for the most part, a little fringe at the top, and a tail that has this little fringe of hair at the tip. And it kind of like has yellow eyes, and it like looks up in your direction, and then it hops out and moves along, and then another one just like it hops out and moves along, until like 5 or 6 of these creatures are now kind of just exploring this room. They've come out of the door you just opened.
I want to grab the prism from on top of the rod.
Yeah. Okay. So you pocket the prism. What'd you say? Come on.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry, Source.
I tried to talk to them in beast speech.
Let me see if they speak beast. No. You squeak and talk to them, and they just kind of look at you oddly.
Okay.
But then they keep going around.
Do any of us recognize these things?
Anybody who would like to can roll an Arcana check.
I like Arcana.
Not too bad.
Okay, Fae Fiend or
Nope, I
Undead?
don't. I really have.
No.
Okay, didn't think so.
Oh my god.
I rolled a 16 Arcana.
I also rolled a 16 Arcana.
I'm gonna stop rolling these electronic dice.
The closest thing that you got, like, it does, like, they don't ring a bell immediately, but the closest thing you can see is that they kind of look like familiars a little bit. But
Don't like that.
But like familiars that are like a little emaciated. Like, it's odd to see.
Oh no.
Oh.
But not something that you're like familiar enough to see. But they have the energy of a familiar.
I'll ask them if they can talk. Excuse me.
You have comprehend languages up.
Yeah, I have.
But you speak in common, and like
Yeah.
when you speak in common, one of them looks at you, and goes,
Ooh.
and then like goes back to sniffing. Abel. One of them like gets near you and immediately like kind of starts sniffing in your direction, and then like gets down on all four legs and like shimmies a little bit, and then pounces up at you and lands on your component pouch for all of your spells and starts kind of clawing at it to try to get inside of the component pouch.
In my component
Like,
pouch?
or sort of like where you keep all of your like your little spell beads that go on your
Oh, like any? Okay, just like my magic stuff.
Yeah.
He has claws, doesn't he? Can I like take one of my? Oh, I have like an old ratty like robe or cloak on. I'm gonna see if I can like slide it off and kind of wrap him up in it and get him away from.
Make an attack roll.
Oh, just what is this? Just like an unarmed attack, or
Yeah, an unarmed attack.
those
using
aren't.
either dexterity or strength.
Sure, it's gonna be dex. I've never done this before. Okay. An 11.
Okay, so you go to whip it around, and you don't capture it in your robe, but it like kind of reacts to it and jumps back, and then immediately, Juridan, it goes and looks in your direction and starts running at you and jumps on your back to where your lyre is and starts scratching at your lyre, trying to get into your lyre case.
Jury like punches it straight up the second it like touches his lyre.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack roll. One of them,
Piss.
Mar, gets near you and immediately starts clawing at, trying to claw towards your sword.
Oh, cool. I slash the sword down
All right,
on
so he
it.
doesn't make attack rolls.
Oh, no.
As you're dealing with this, like, there's 7 or 8 of these creatures that are wandering around, and every time they get close to anything that is magical, they seem to try to glom on or attack it. That's when you hear and these like steps coming through the door, and you watch as this creature slowly begins to like stretch almost cat-like through the door. One giant paw first, another giant paw, lion-like in shape, and then a lion's head pops out. But then it turns, and to the left of its lion's head, you see a dragon's head.
Oh
On
man,
the other side, you see
this is not good.
a goat's head, and then these 2 draconic wings kind of stretch out behind it. And you see this creature that looks like an amalgamation and mixture of so many creatures bound together by magic. A scorpion tail at its end. Not something that any of you would know about, because this creature does not exist in this world, because it was created to exist in this world.
Oh my.
And that's where we'll pick up next week.
I want to just shoot it. Just
God.
That's so sad,
Yeah.
man.
glad we took a long rest.
You all, I mean, like, as D&D and mythology people, recognize that it's a chimera. But,
Yes.
in the world of Alyria, chimeras don't exist. This one was created.
Spooky.
Okay, good time.
I love it.
And you have these little guys running around.
Yeah, they're gonna be a problem. So
It says Edward.
Well, and I did that when I like, you guys, I told Rob, like, you guys in classic like sandbox fashion made it to an area of the world that I thought you would get to like later down the road, but I didn't expect you to have Yuri with you, so there you go.
Are we too low level for this?
No.
I was gonna say we're gonna get.
No, you're not too low level for it, but I did not expect Yuri to be here, so I like, that's an added bonus that you guys have for when I planned this.
I like how you keep calling him Yuri. Like that's
Urian. Why do I keep
it's
calling-
because
why do I
it's
keep calling Yuri?
our ship name is Yuri.
Urian,
So
yes. Right, yeah, back
keep
in the
calling us our
day.
ship
Back in the day,
name.
it was
Back
Yuri
in
and
the day.
Yuri.
It was, wasn't it?
I don't know why. It's like Yuri on ice now. There we go.
I'm wearing it too, so that's maybe why you're so tripped up.
No.
Oh, you are.
I'm
Look
gonna
at that.
see
You
y'all
are
later,
wearing
guys.
it.
All right, see
Bye.
you, Rob.
All right, guys, have a good
Get there
night.
after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah, good night,
Oh
everybody.
yeah, enjoy your holidays, everyone.
Everyone.